In the vast ocean, humans have developed many fishing methods to take advantage of the rich seafood resources from the sea. One of the most common methods is trawling, in which a fishing boat will drag a large net behind, sweeping through the water layers to collect fish that live in schools such as herring, tuna or mackerel. In addition, purse seine nets are also commonly used, with the feature of surrounding the entire school of fish and slowly closing to gather the fish into a closed area, then being pulled onto the boat. For large predatory or solitary fish such as ocean tuna, fishermen can use industrial fishing rods or traditional hand lines, which are especially effective in modern offshore fishing vessels. Longline, a form of fishing using many long lines dropped from the boat with hundreds of baited hooks, is also widely used to exploit large fish that live in deep water. In addition, there are traps or baskets. Which are often used to catch creatures such as squid, shrimp or bottom fish. Modern technologies such as sonar, fish finders and satellites also play an important role in helping fishermen find schools of fish and choose the right fishing method. However, the use of fishing methods needs to be carried out in a controlled manner to avoid destroying marine ecosystems and depleting valuable natural resources. In addition to the traditional and modern methods mentioned above, there are also more selective and environmentally friendly forms of fishing, applied to protect ocean biodiversity. An example is trawl nets equipped with escape devices for sea turtles or dolphins, allowing non-target creatures to escape safely. In addition, some fishermen also apply fishing techniques according to season and fish size, to avoid catching young fish and ensure that fish populations have time to recover. In some sea areas, manual methods such as diving to catch fish by hand or using spears are still maintained, especially in traditional fishing communities or areas with sensitive ecosystems such as coral reefs. In parallel, governments and international organizations have also established temporary or permanent fishing ban areas to maintain stable fish production for the future. It can be seen that fishing in the middle of the ocean is not only a difficult way to make a living in the stormy waves, but also a difficult problem to balance the needs of economic development and the protection of marine ecosystems. Choosing appropriate, safe and sustainable fishing methods is the key factor to help people maintain a harmonious relationship with the vast ocean. It is impossible not to mention the important role of fishermen in enforcing regulations and initiatives to protect the marine environment when fishing in the middle of the ocean. They are the ones who directly face the ocean. So they understand better than anyone the importance of preserving aquatic resources for future generations. Many fishing communities today have proactively cooperated with environmental organizations, participating in sustainable fishing programs such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, both increasing the commercial value of their catch and contributing to protecting the ocean. In addition, increasingly modern technology also supports fishermen to minimize negative impacts on the environment. For example, using accurate fish positioning devices to avoid widespread scanning, or applying a voyage monitoring system to control vessel activities. However, in addition to the positive highlights, there are still many forms of illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, IUU, which seriously affect marine resources and threaten global food security. Therefore, raising public awareness. Strengthening control and international cooperation are extremely necessary to ensure that fishing activities in the ocean take place effectively, fairly and sustainably. The ocean is not only a source of life but also a valuable common asset of humanity. And protecting the ocean begins with the way we fish every day. Not only does it stop at applying fishing methods and managing resources, fishing activities in the ocean are also closely linked to the cultural, social and economic life of millions of fishermen around the world. In many coastal countries, fishing is not simply a production industry, but also a symbol of tradition, a career that is attached from generation to generation. Long trips at sea not only bring the hope of a full catch, but also test the courage and resilience of people in the vast ocean. Stories of big waves, storms, or moments of encountering giant schools of fish in the middle of the ocean have become part of the collective memory. Creating a unique identity for each fishing community. On the other hand, fishing activities in the ocean also contribute to promoting international trade and commerce and developing the seafood processing industry, thereby creating jobs for millions of workers in both coastal and inland areas. However, for this fishing industry to continue to develop sustainably, there needs to be close cooperation between the state, fishermen and the whole society. Investing in education, training in modern fishing skills, upgrading boats, as well as improving working conditions for fishermen are essential steps. Only when humans know how to appreciate and reasonably exploit marine resources, can the ocean continue to be the foster mother for future generations. In addition to economic, cultural and environmental factors, ocean fishing also faces increasing challenges due to climate change and marine pollution. Global warming changes ocean currents and seawater temperatures, causing many fish species to migrate away from traditional fishing grounds, making it difficult for fishermen to locate fish schools. In addition, seawater pollution from plastic waste, oil spills and toxic chemicals not only threatens the health of marine ecosystems but also directly affects the quality and quantity of seafood. Many fishermen have recorded a decrease in fish numbers, while fishing costs have increased due to having to travel further, stay longer at sea and invest more in technological equipment. Another issue of great concern is conflicts at sea between fishing vessels from different countries, especially in areas with rich resources but no clear demarcation of sea areas. To address these issues, comprehensive coordination between coastal countries, international organizations and scientists is needed in sharing data. planning exploited sea areas and building transparent monitoring and control mechanisms. At the same time, each individual, especially fishermen, those who are directly connected to the sea, also needs to raise awareness of environmental protection and exploit resources responsibly. Only when economic, ecological and human factors are placed in a balanced and harmonious relationship, can the ocean continue to be a valuable source of life for all mankind in the future. In the future, to ensure the sustainability of fishing activities in the ocean, the application of modern science and technology will play a key role. Artificial intelligence, AI, systems, smart sensors and satellite data not only help fishermen accurately identify areas with a lot of fish but also help monitor weather, currents and the health of the ocean in real time. Smart fishing models allow fishermen to adjust their operations to cause the least damage to marine ecosystems. At the same time, the concept of responsible fishing is gradually becoming more widespread, especially among the younger generation of fishermen who are well trained and have a long-term vision of the harmonious development between humans and nature. In addition, many global initiatives such as Blue Ocean or Sustainable Fisheries Alliance are also promoting countries to build marine reserves, seasonal or species-specific fishing bans to restore seriously declining fish populations. All these efforts show that fishing in the ocean today is no longer a solitary journey between humans and the waves, but part of a global chain of connections, where every action has an impact on the entire planet. We cannot consider the ocean as an infinite resource, but must treat it as a living organism, needing to be cared for, protected and used wisely. From small boats weaving through the ocean to high-tech fishing vessels, all share the same mission: exploit. But do not destroy, benefit, but still preserve. That is the path for sustainable fishing. And also the way people show gratitude to the ocean, the immense mother who has fed us for generations. Finally, it is undeniable that fishing activities in the ocean are an integral part of the global livelihood picture, especially for countries with long coastlines and long-standing maritime traditions. However, in an era where climate change and biodiversity loss are becoming global issues, every small action at sea can have a major impact on the ocean ecosystem and the lives of all species. Therefore, the shift from a purely exploitative model to a model of exploitation combined with conservation is an inevitable trend. Education programs on the marine environment, policies to support fishermen to change careers when necessary. And encouraging the consumption of sustainable seafood products in the community are long-term solutions that need to be promoted. Not only fishermen, but every person on land also has a responsibility to protect the ocean from reducing plastic waste, supporting products with transparent origins, to spreading awareness about the importance of the ocean to life. Looking back at the whole picture of ocean fishing, we see that it is not just a story of hard work or dangerous trips, but also a long journey of adaptation, creativity and connection between humans and nature. The ocean, a place that seems endless, is actually very fragile. And only when we learn to fish intelligently, moderately and responsibly, can the ocean continue to be a symbol of life, a source of nourishment for both the present and the future of humanity. Therefore, ocean fishing is not only a profession, but also a clear expression of the relationship between humans and nature, a relationship that always needs respect and preservation. In every surging wave, in every voyage of thousands of nautical miles, there is an image of courage, perseverance and faith in the sea. People working at sea, from individual fishermen with small boats to large-scale seafood exploitation corporations, are all participating in a journey full of challenges but also full of hope. The ocean, with its vastness and mystery, always contains many opportunities but at the same time poses countless responsibilities. If we know how to join hands to act for a sustainable fishing industry, we will not only preserve precious food resources, but also contribute to preserving the wild and majestic beauty of the ocean for future generations. It can be said that every way of fishing in the ocean is a testament to human creativity and adaptability to nature. And at the same time a reminder that nature is not something to be exploited to exhaustion, but a living entity that needs to be understood and loved. And it is in the transformation from exploitation to conservation, from utilization to appreciation, that humans can truly demonstrate their role, not as conquerors of the ocean, but as companions of the deep blue ocean, where life begins and where we need to preserve for tomorrow. Looking deeper into the future of ocean fishing, we realize that sustainability depends not only on technology or policy, but also on each person's awareness and love of the sea. Children who grow up by the sea, listening to the sound of waves and learning how to weave nets from their grandparents, are the green shoots of a new generation of fishermen, those who inherit the spirit of resilient work, and also carry with them a modern, humane and environmentally responsible mindset. They will be the bridge between tradition and the future, between long-standing values and new demands in the context of globalization and the deepening environmental crisis. Every fishing method, whether trawl, purse seine, handline or automated technology, if operated with understanding, respect and reasonable limits, can become a tool to sustain life rather than destroy it. The seas that were once exhausted but have miraculously recovered after being protected are proof of nature's powerful ability to revive if humans know how to stop at the right time and act for the common good. Therefore, fishing in the ocean in the 21st century is no longer a race to see who can catch more, but a journey to find balance between economic benefits and ecological responsibility, between long-standing traditions and innovation, and finally, more than all, the statistics or seafood output. The deepest value of ocean fishing is probably that it connects people with the sea, reminding us that all life on Earth, whether small fish in the deep water or humans on land, is closely connected through every wave, every wind and every drop of salt water of the vast ocean. It is from that sacred connection that the ocean is no longer just a vast body of water for exploiting resources, but becomes a symbol of life, connection and hope for a more sustainable future for all humanity. Every act of fishing, no matter how small, creates ripples that ripple far and wide, not just through marine ecosystems, but also through the food chains, livelihoods and cultures of millions of people. Sustainability, then, is not an abstract concept, but something concrete. demonstrated by each net woven to the right size. Each baby fish released back into the sea. Each patch of ocean that rests during the spawning season. It requires patience, determination and a vision that goes beyond short-term gains to a shared, long-term future. Today, as storms become more frequent, corals fade and fish stocks dwindle, we know that nature is speaking. The ocean, usually gentle and forgiving, is calling us to change. It is not just fishermen, but everyone, from policymakers to ordinary consumers, who have a role to play in shaping the future of the ocean. By consuming responsibly, supporting sustainably caught products, participating in ocean protection campaigns or simply reducing daily plastic waste, each of us is contributing a small part to preserving life in the deep ocean. And then, one day, when our children stand by the shore, looking up at the deep blue water and listening to the murmuring waves, they will feel the sacred values that their ancestors have preserved. They will continue their journeys out to sea, not just to catch fish, but to keep the ocean forever the source of life, of the story of humans and nature coexisting in harmony. At that time, the ocean will still whisper ancient stories, about boats drifting in the open sea, and about a time when people knew how to listen to the ocean to live.